Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 24 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on recognizing God's hand in my life. So, yay for day 24. Very excited. I've been making quite a few videos this week, and it makes me very happy. Something I forgot in my video yesterday. I've been writing in my journal, which makes me very happy, but my journal was pretty much full, and I was telling myself I needed to go buy a new one. And then last night when I was at my house, I just had this thought I should look through some pile of stuff that I had. Um, and lo and behold, I found another journal that I'm sure someone gifted to me or that I bought and I just forgot. At this point, I don't even remember which. So, but I'm really excited because I have a new journal. I don't know if it's one I bought because I like the code or if it's one somebody gave it to me because that's not one of my favorite colors. But the quote on the front says, "Discovering who we really are is part of this great adventure called life." And that's by Dieter F. Uchtdorf. I love it. Anyway, I'm very excited to start a new journal today. I love getting to start new journals, and I think I think God knows that because I may teeter off somewhere in the middle and struggle to finish them off, but every time I get to start a new one, I get excited to write again, and I need reasons to be excited to write. And I am just I'm grateful for that, and um, I'm grateful that God is in my life. And I'm also grateful that he helped me to do some things I needed to do today. I had to do irrigation for the first time, and I've never done that. And then I was kind of like, I thought that I closed it and it was okay, but there was a little bit of water running off, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And I was gonna go ask for help, and then I just kind of sat down, and I just was very calm. Oddly enough, I mean, I normally really nervous about something like that. I was walking around like, I'm gonna go do this, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna, whatever. And I text my parents, and they're like, okay, it's okay. Actually, my mom said go get help. I'm like, go get help. My dad's like, no, you're good. Don't worry about it. It's like if it's a little trickle and it's not flooding the yard, don't worry about it. You're good. So a little trickle, not flooding the yard. I'm okay. It's all good. So I made the right call, and I didn't have to go get someone to help. But I learned something today, something I've known probably a long time in my life. But I I think I like to seek validation. I think I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist or anything like that, but I think as a kid, I always didn't feel like I got validated for things because in my world growing up, if you did the right thing, it usually went unnoticed. If you had a talent like me of being the peacemaker or convincing people to calm down or stay put, that became your job, and it was your job. And if you didn't do it right, then you were in trouble. So you were the go-to person if somebody had a problem. In my case, if somebody had a problem, I was the go-to person, and it was my job to fix it. And if I didn't fix it right, it was all my fault. Um, but I never got praised for being the go-to person. It was just my job, and I kind of identified myself. I valued my self-worth on my ability to fix other people, which is not actually my job to fix other people. But I didn't feel like I got validated for other things like writing. I loved creative writing in school, and I would come home and tell stories to my siblings. And my biological mom would, I would tell her the story, and she would type it up, and she would reword it and make the grammar all correct and do all of those things. But it wasn't, and then it didn't feel like it was mine anymore. It also made me feel like I wasn't very good at writing. And I realized this wasn't her intent. I think in reality, she actually liked writing and she liked the grammar and punctuation. So I think she actually enjoyed doing my homework for me. But it made me feel like I wasn't good enough to do it myself, which is not, I'm sure, not what she meant, but it's kind of, when you're a kid, you take it that way because I wasn't getting praised for doing it and I wasn't given the opportunity to do it. So as an adult, it makes it scarier for me to do that. So it makes me want to have validation. And today I wanted validation that I hadn't screwed up the irrigation because it's something I'd never done before. So for me, every time I do something new, even if I like it or I think it's right, I want that validation. I want that clarification. I I crave that. I need that. And maybe that's a normal thing and most people do that. I have no idea because sometimes I feel like I don't know if what I have is like normal or if I have like crazy out of whack whatever responses to things because I wasn't allowed to I didn't talk about stuff like that. It's not that it wasn't allowed growing up. It's just we didn't talk about stuff like that. Or I felt like I was needy or being a pest or something. Um, it was kind of nice that Dad Shoemaker talked to me today and clarified everything and told me that I was good. I didn't need to worry about it. I was like, okay, so I made the right call and we're good. Like, everything's okay. I was just kind of freaking out. So I'm grateful for that. I really am very grateful for that. And I'm just grateful that God gave me that clarification. And so I appreciated that in my life, to have that. It was something I felt like I needed. And in the meantime, while I was kind of waiting, I was just kind of sitting and being calm. And then when I was kind of, after I got my validation, I'm like, woo, a little bit on a high. And so I got my scriptures and meditationals, and I started reading. And I, normally my first thing I do, I get something to eat and I watch TV. And I'm like, I got something to eat. And then I just kind of read my scriptures and meditationals. I got out my laptop. I looked up some stuff online. I filled out a form that I was supposed to fill out. I did a few things, and then I, took a nap and went to my appointments, went about the rest of my day. But I felt very, very productive, very, very motivated to do things, because I felt very validated that I did something right that I'd never done before, and it made me feel good. And then I get to start a new journal tonight that I found last night, and I'm thinking that's another thing God was showing me. I had another journal, so I didn't have to worry about keeping my journal entry last night short. I did anyway, because I just didn't want to start another journal last night. I've done it before, but I don't really like one entry, like one night, to go from one journal to another. I kind of like to finish off one journal with one day and then start the next one fresh, instead of, I'm in the middle of this. Oh, by the way, the rest of the story is in the previous journal, which I don't know who I'm telling that to, other than to myself, because I don't actually expect anyone else to read my journals except for me, which I don't actually read my journals either. So but it's how my mind works. Like, I'm talking to myself, or I'm talking to someone else, or journaling. And maybe I think journaling is just an extension of my prayers and answers to my prayers that I get from God in my life. And I am extremely grateful for that, and just grateful for a new journal, grateful for the validation that I got today, grateful to know that God is looking out for me and helping me get what I need, and helping me to see different perspectives and things. And I'm grateful for that too. And, realizing that, yes, I have some insecurities from childhood, mostly because I lacked a lot of understanding, and my perspective of things was very distorted, obviously. And I am grateful that that can be changed as I get older, that my perspective can change, that my understanding of things can change, and that I can do new things and get validation and be okay. And that makes me very happy today, and I'm very grateful for that. So that is all I have for today. If you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and find ways to recognize God's hand in your life too.